Shalom, Israel, shalom, shalom. Everybody in the classroom, shalom.
Shalom.
Everybody online, shalom. We're back at it again. Second installment of the Sabbath service after intermission. Right, giving all honor and glory to Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Malak Yahushai. Double honors to the elect elders of the house of David that's been in this truth for decades and decades, patiently waiting for the second coming of Yahushai. A hearty shalom to the mighty men that go out there and labor and do the work of the Most High, presenting your body as a living sacrifice, enduring all things for the elect's sake, and pushing this truth. Shalom to the men that may not be out there in the highways and byways as of yet, but they're working on it, getting their spirit right, households in order, praying fast and studying, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Shalom to all the aquas out there, holding it down in the households, brothers to the husbands, being submissive, moving in the spirit of our righteous foremothers. Pass to the mighty brother Orion. Shalom, shalom. Let's get to it. It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse number 23. For those trying to figure out where we left off at, we did an installment for faith in the end time. In a previous Sabbath service, we went into Hebrews chapter 11, dealing with the faith of our forefathers. We touched on Abraham. We touched on our other righteous forefathers and how the Most High justified them by faith. We didn't finish the chapter. We're going to pick back up in Hebrews chapter 11 and 23. So everybody should have a Bible, apocrypha, pen, pad, and a readiness of mind to search the scriptures daily to see whether these things are so. All right. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 23. By faith, Moses, when he was born, was hid 3 months in his parents because they saw that he was a proper child and they were not afraid of the king's commandment. Right. And I believe we kind of touched on this last week. The king's commandment was what? What was the king's commandment? Kill all of the males. Save the woman alive, the woman children alive. All right, go on. By faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter. See that? He refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter. Like we refuse to be called African American. We refuse to be called Negro. We refuse to be called the top celebrities and athletes. We are lightly esteeming the glory of this world, man, that we may suffer with the people of God. So there was heavy honor that came with being called Pharaoh's daughter. I mean, Pharaoh's, the son of Pharaoh's daughter. There was heavy honor with that, man. Moses had riches and wealth, man. He was a prince, man. He had all of the women he ever could desire, all of the wealth, all of the riches, man. His own little chariot with the horses in it, man. They even show you that in the animated movie, man. Yeah, he had everything he wanted. But he said, for this truth, I'm leaving all that behind. I refuse to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter. I don't care about these titles in the world. I care about the Most High. That's right. Like the brother was going into, he had land, cattle, right? He had servants under him and all of that, man. Right? It's the book of Acts, chapter 7, and verse 20. In which time Moses was born and was exceedingly fair and nourished up in his father's household 3 months. And when he was cast out, Pharaoh's daughter took him up and nourished him for her own son, right? Because you put him in the river, right? You know the story, right. The second chapter, right? It says, and Moses was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians, man. Just like when we was born in this land, what we take on, right? Geography in school. We learn about what? Thomas Jefferson, chemistry, geography, and all the white man's wisdom, man. Just like Moses, man. He was learned in all the things that the Egyptians was going into and was mighty in words and in deeds. And when he was full 40 years old, it came into his heart to visit his brethren, the children of Israel. So the Lord put the spirit in him when he was 40 years old, man. It's a blessing that brothers are coming into the truth at such an early age. You got brothers in here 19, 20. Hey, Moses was 40, man. He said, you know what? The spirit hit him. Now he got to go be with his brother. Now he got to dwell amongst his people. He don't care about the riches, the honor, the damn rubies, the gold, right? The brother said the chariots, all of the land mass, the cattle, right? All being a damn prince. He had to go visit his people, to mourn with them and be afflicted. And seeing one of them suffered wrong, he defended them and avenged them that was oppressed and smote the Egyptian. We all know that, man. Hey, Moses put him to flight, right? That's right. This is Luke chapter 16 to 15. St. Luke chapter 16 to verse 15. And he said unto them, yea, are they which justify yourselves before men, but God knoweth your hearts. For that which is highly esteemed among men is abomination in the sight of the Most High. So things that man praises and glorifies, that's an abomination in the eyes of the Lord, man. What's highly esteemed amongst men? Riches, wealth, women, cars, fashion, praise, titles, right? Definitely titles. A damn paparazzi following you. I know people, they hire paparazzi, man, right? All types of stuff. These things that are highly esteemed, drugs, that's highly esteemed. Getting drunk, right? In the eyes of the Most High, that's an abomination, man. So the things that man glorifies is not what the Most High is glorifying. What is the Most High glorifying? Truth, order, law, statutes, and commandments, righteousness, faith. And the Most High put it in the spirit of Moses to esteem those things better than the carnal things, man. It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 1 and verse 27. But God had chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, right? A brother can fall out of truth because he got a cigarette demon, right? That's a foolish thing to confound the wise man, right? A damn woman, right? Being on your phone too much, a philosophy, right? A doctrine, right? Science. These are the foolish small things that can confound the wise. And God has chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty, right? You sitting there lusting after 3 talents of gold, right? Women and a palace, and the Lord got all riches, honor, and glory for you in the kingdom, right? Silver, gold, land, right? Slaves, dominion, right? You damn overseeing about 10 cities, man. Jake want a damn ruler's block, 27th Avenue, that's me. Hey, the Lord got a whole 10 cities for you, man. 20 cities, a whole island, man. And you got to think bigger and not let the damn foolish things confound the things, right, that are mighty. Here's another precept. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 17, right? So you got to know what's important in this thing, man. What really matters? The Lord said, what shall it profit a man if he gain the world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Huh? Right? People sell their soul every day. And they know it too. These rappers, these celebrities, athletes, even these athletes, man, they sell their soul. You see LeBron James and his damn witchcraft he do, man. He throw up the damn powder, throw up the signs, smote upon his chest, and throw up the six and conjure up them demons to do these things at a high, perform at a high level for such a long time. It's no coincidence. People talk about these athletes, so-called Tom Brady. He said his wife is a witch, man. He came out and said, hey, look, hey, my wife's a witch. It is what it is. This is how I'm able to prosper for such a long time. Yeah, he kissed his son on the lips, too.
Tongue kissing his son.
That's right. And Will Smith was doing that, man. He was performing that Edomite witchcraft and making out with his son on the TV shows, man. Now his son say he want to cut his rod off, man. Yeah, his daughters are almost a lesbian, man. You know, and his mother, and then their mother and they had the whole scandal, man. Entanglement. There you go, brother. Brother, be watching them things. The entanglement, man. So this world is wicked, man. Right? But let me read this in 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and 17. Right? 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and 17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. So everything we're going through as men and women of the Most High is light affliction. You may think that you far behind in your bills and you catching the worst hell possible, right? Your arm might be broke. You might think that's the worst thing ever. The Lord said that's light affliction, man, compared to the glory that I'm gonna give you. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. And it's one of my favorite precepts, man. We're not looking at the temporal things. Temporal meaning is only here for a moment of time. These cars, wealth, women, riches, fame, money, bank account, right? All this stuff is temporal. It's going to be gone, man. Any given second, all this place is going to be burned by fire. Even Peter said in 2 Peter chapter 3 and 10 on down, and the elements being burnt with fervent heat. You trusting in the earthly things. The Lord said we're looking at the things that's not seen, man. We talk about chariots, man. We talk about ruling over the heathen. Our conversation is in heaven, man. When we look to the second coming of Yahushua, we're talking about the garments we're going to wear, the peace that's going to be there, the dominion. We're not worried about this stuff. Like we brought out earlier, hey, this place is all an illusion, man. It's all a facade. It's a mirage, right? You know how you in the desert, and then they show you, and you're looking for an oasis or water, and then you think you see it, but it's not really there. When you get there, it was all just a dream, right? And this is a dream. This is a nightmare, right? Uh, right. It's the book of Second Kings, chapter 5. Right. I'm gonna start at verse 22. Right. And this is when Elisha he healed the king, right, from his leprosy. Right. And he told his servant, hey, don't take no money from it, man. Yep. But God, he kind of sold his soul, man, right, for that money. It's the book of Second Kings, chapter 5. I'm gonna start at 22. And he said, all is well, my master have sent me. Right. And Elisha didn't send him, right? He was just blood hungry. He wanted that money, saying, behold, even now there be come to me from Mount Ephraim 2 young men and the sons of the prophets. Give them, I pray thee, a talent of silver and 2 changes of garments. And the man, right, said, be content, take 2 talents. And he urged them and bound 2 talents of silver and 2 bags with 2 changes of garments and laid them upon 2 of his servants, and they bare them before him. And when he said, come to the tower, he took them from their hand and bestowed them in the house, and he let the men go, and they departed. But when he went in, he stood before his master. And Elisha said unto him, whence comest thou, Gazi? And where you coming from, man? I ain't tell you to go. You kind of look all suspicious. You sweating. Where you coming from? And he said, thy servant went nowhere. I mean, I didn't go nowhere, man. But he really went off to soul his soul, man. Right? Elisha did a miracle through the hand of the Most High God, and he didn't charge nothing. He did it through the Spirit, and now he done reaping the benefits of what the Lord had put out, man. And he said unto him, went not mine heart with thee when the man turned again from his chariot to meet thee, and it is time to receive money and to receive garments and olive yards and vineyards and sheep and oxen and manservants and maidservants? The leprosy, therefore, the man shall cleave unto thee and unto thy seed forever. So Elisha cursed him, man. Right? You want to damn sell your soul. You want to lie. I'm a prophet of God, man. You don't think I already noticed before I'm asking you this? He said, what? It says, and he went out from the presence a leopard as white as snow. So that cleave unto him and his seed forever, man. So when you see people with leprosy, that damn well could be Gazi's descendants, man. He plagued them forever because he sold his soul and got the riches. He got the money. He got garments. He got all the things. That's why you got to do the work of the Lord with a sincere heart, man, and upright. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 10, right, and verse 9. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. A covetous man, he want everything. He want the chain around your neck. He want your car. He want your woman, right? He want your understanding. He just want to be you, man. You got Jake like that in the world, right? When you watch them old movies, you got the dudes in the back. It's all dark. Then they kind of in the huddle looking at the brother with the Timberlands on and the chain. Next thing you know, they beating the brother up, man. Flipping them upside down. It's shaking, right? And it says, for such as one selleth his own soul to sell, because while he liveth, he cast away his vows. And he throw away his inheritance, man. He don't care about the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from the Lord. He's not staying down. That's right. That's right. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 9 and 11. Right? Yeah, I like how Elisha told him, is it time to receive olive yards and gifts, man? It's not time to be a damn NBA star, man. It's not time to get a record deal, man. We don't have time for that, man. You in the studio all day making beats, trying to get signed, man. Right? So let's get to Rec 9 and 11. Envy not the glory of a sinner, for thou knowest not what shall be his end. Delight not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in, but remember, they shall not go unpunished into their grave. So don't sit there and try to be like these people, man. Why you want to be like these top athletes, the men of renown of this society? Why you want to be like these elite bankers? The Lord said, don't try to be, this place is over, man. You don't understand that I'm about to punish them. You don't know what their end is going to be. A lot of people looking up to these people that are highly praised in the society, taking Grammy Awards and Oscars, and I want to be like them. I want to be like them, right? Not understanding that the Most High is going to cut them down, man. And their success is only but for a moment. That's Job chapter 27. Know ye not that this of old, that the triumphing of the wicked is what? Is short. And that the joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment. Right? Though he lived long and his excellency mount up to the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. Paraphrasing. So we can go back to Hebrews chapter 11. Do not sell your life and your soul. And selling your soul don't always have to mean you sign a contract to the Illuminati. You sell your soul every day you go off, man. For that weed, for that blunt, for a woman, right? For madness, man. I got something real quick. Genesis chapter 4. Let's go to Genesis chapter 4. Right? This happens every day. You're presented with a decision. Do you want to sell your soul for sin? Right? Or do you want to have integrity and uprightness and keep the law, statutes, and commandments? Let's go to Genesis chapter 4 and 6. Right? The first account of selling your soul, man, was Cain. He is the first man to sell his soul ever. Right? On a high level, we'll put it like that. Genesis chapter 4 and 6. And Yahweh said unto Cain, why art thou wroth, and why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shall thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. So he said, hey, if you do what's right, you'll be accepted. All you got to do is the commandments. All you got to do is put down the pork and not commit adultery, and you'll get the kingdom. You'll put your fringes on, you do the work on the highways and byways, you love your nation. Guess what? You will be accepted. Now, if you don't want to do that, sin lieth at the door, right? And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. I mean, if you don't want to do that, you can serve Satan, right? And Satan is going to rule over you, right? So now you got to make that decision every day. You got to say, do I want to do well? Or if I don't want to do well, I guess I can serve the spiritual demon Satan. He's going to rule over your spirit, man, and cause you to be more worse and wax worse and worse in this thing. And this not just Cain. This, like I said, that option or ultimatum is presented to us every day in this truth, man. Right? You're presented to the choice. Do you want to be righteous or do you want to be wicked? Do you want to sin and break the Sabbath, or you want to go out and do the work? And every time you neglect what's righteous, sin is at the door, meaning your mind, he'll come into your spirit, and then he'll sup with you and feed you. What? The bread of wickedness and the wine of violence. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 73, right? And verse number 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. And some people get mad, man. When you see that brother, he got all the women, he got the chains, he got the money, right? He got the bricks of money to his damn ear, and you sitting there poor. You know damn well you know the plug because you grew up with him and you can kind of make things happen, but you're trying to stay true, man. A lot of brothers get envious at the wicked, man. They see them prospering in the society, and that's twofold, man. Mainly talking about Esau, right? But it's to our people too, man. You see the brother, he got the nice garment on, you kind of get envious. Hey, man, just stay down. You got to be content with whatever the Lord gave you, man. Right? Let me get this. Right in Matthew, the 6th chapter. It's the book of Matthew, right? Chapter 6 and verse 25. And it reads, therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body what ye shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body more than raiment? Behold the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are ye not much more better than they? And damn pigeons, they don't have some damn storehouse, man. They got all the bread, the candy, the snacks. They don't have no storehouse, man. You be sitting in your car at lunch break, you kind of throw a bone out the window, then come the flocks. They get to eat, man. Right? The Lord put in your spirit to do that, to feed the fowls of the air. So all you got to do is put your trust in the Lord, man. Whatever state you in, whether it's low, right, whether it's high, you got to be content therein, man. Because the latter end of all of that is going to be everlasting life, man. I got one more piece up. Right? It's the book of Job, right? Chapter 8 and verse 7. It said, though thy beginning was small. Everybody's beginning is small. This is not our rest. We're not seeking to have palaces, damn, or all the gold, all the silver, all the money in this land. Though thy beginning was small, yet thy latter end should greatly increase. And that latter end is what? Slaves, dominion, right? Have a power over this old earth, man. And wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. That'll be greatly increased if you stay down and keep the law, statutes, and commandments. That's right. That's right. Now we can go back to Hebrews, right? And it's the mentality that our forefathers had, man. Remember, we brought that out last week. Abraham forsook Ur the Chaldees, a wealthy, prosperous city, man. Moses, he forsook what? Egypt, man, the top kingdom of his time. Egypt wasn't no small, rundown thing you see like today. It was prosperous. It was the America of the ancient times, right? Lot forsook Sodom and Gomorrah, man, and fled out, not looking back. Not knowing, he didn't know where he was going, but he got out of that thing, man. All right, so let's read on. It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, and verse 24. By faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. You see that? See that? Choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people. That's a heavy thing right there. I'd rather suffer affliction. I'd rather have my family leave me, man. Or I'd rather get beat up for the truth to be called in the court or a demon or be in a black hate group or get fired from my job. I'd rather get beat up. I'd rather die for the truth, man. To enjoy the pleasures of sin just for a season. Because the pleasures of sin are forever, man. Because the Most High didn't set this place up to rule forever. The Lord said in Job chapter 14 about that he has set his bounds that he cannot pass. This place is only set up for a moment of time. So you rather enjoy the pleasures of sin for these people that sell their soul, they be miserable too, man. Demons be chasing them. They be killing themselves, blowing their brains out, hanging themselves, taking all types of pills, getting all these damn tattoos. All them demons be working on their mind. You see Lil Wayne now. He's finished, man. You said what? He bugged. He's done, man. So what good that all them records and all them mixtapes prosper, all the women now look at you. You look like a raisin. Go for it. Hey, Lil Wayne look like Whoopi Goldberg. Right, right. When you see Whoopi Goldberg, man, hey, they look about the same age. Right. Right. He got 4 dreads. Yeah. It's kind of bad, man. Like the brother said, the demons working on him, man. Right. He getting whooped every night in his sleep, man. And it shows. I got precept. Let's go to Psalm chapter 84 and 9. Right? So, I mean, what good does it people and these celebrities say come out and say, look, and then you got to keep sacrificing people, man. Now your stepson accidentally died. Now your cousin died in a car accident. Right. And your mother, she died in a house fire. Right? Everybody keep dying around you, man. And you keep making it up in the charts. You keep making it. You keep prospering. Right? DMX got a song like that. It's an old song. We don't got to get into it. But he went into it, man, on how the process goes for selling your soul and what Satan requires of you, man. The Most High requires sacrifice. You don't think Satan requires sacrifice? You don't think there's a just balance on that? You got to present your body as a living sacrifice for this truth. These devils got to present their body. And honestly, they still on tour. You can't even get off a tour. Give me these men on tour, they be 85 years old. They got to present their body as a living sacrifice. We were talking about the Whisperers earlier. Right. They on tour right now, man. They taking a Monday to Friday pill box. They washing it down with the orange juice. They still trying to do the rock steady, right? And they body all hurt, man. But guess what? They can't leave. You can't get out. You gotta deal with it. You done sold your soul, man. We are prisoners to Yahweh while Yahweh Shai. They're prisoners to the spiritual demon Satan. So they gotta move and they can't escape this thing. They're bound in their sins, man. That's why they gotta stay on tour till they're 90 years old and them demons be chasing them. They commit damn suicide because they can't escape this thing. Because it's the pleasures of sin for a season. Let me just precept that real quick. So like this Psalm chapter 84 and 9. Behold, O God, our shield, and look upon the face of thine anointed. For a day in thy court is better than 1,000. I had rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God than to dwell in the tents of wickedness. See that? I'd rather be a doorkeeper. I don't even want to get in the house of God. I'll be on the outside looking in, man. As long as I'm there, than to dwell in the tents of wickedness. I'd rather be in a freezing rain than to be in the mansion with a bunch of people damn doing some folly, man. I'd rather be living in a damn cardboard box than to live with damn Dwayne Wade and his son, man. I'm not living with you and your son. Y'all doing fashion shows, walking around. Hey, let me sleep outside in the gutter, man. right? And this the house, right? This the house you rather live in. You rather live in your mother's house. You rather stay at home, man. A lot of Jake say you got to move out when you're 18. We're not moving out, man. Parabolically, brothers get it. We still at our mother's house, man. And we rather suffer the reproach of staying in our mother's house than to dwell in the tents of wickedness, like these other philosophies, these stranger houses. That's right. Like the brother was going into, it's a lot of wicked sacrifices going on behind closed doors, man. They had a damn sacrifice under the damn Chuck E. Cheese, man. Yep. The damn Chuck, the kids playing in the medicine balls, they climbing the ropes, and somebody getting their damn neck slit right underneath, about 50 feet down, calling upon a spiritual demon Satan. Or you damn eating cheese, right? Damn pizza, man. Somebody gets slaughtered. Cheese. That's what's going on in Babylon, man. It's awful. Right. See the recycled pizza. That's right. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 34 and verse 18. He that sacrifice of a thing wrongfully gotten, his offering is ridiculous, and the gifts of unjust men are not accepted. So the Lord not dealing with unjust gifts, unjust sacrifices, or all of these damn cults, these damn satanic stars, and people cutting themselves, lighting down matches, and all of that's wickedness, man. It's literally on video. ASAP Rocky selling his soul, man. See, look at that. That's the spirit. See, the Lord had it appear. That's ASAP Rocky selling his soul. Right, standing in a satanic storm with a bunch of Edomites. What else? Who was those? Right, a bunch of devils, man. Right, and he giving up spiritual sacrifices to the spiritual demon Satan, man. This stuff actually goes on behind closed doors. Like the brother says, no, it's not by chance. LeBron James is 53 years old, jumping out the gym, man. He's stepping on brother's shoulders in the air. It's not by chance, man. Right. You got it. Yeah, man. And they had, and you look at that picture, they had a book in their hand. What's in that book? Right. Right? All types of stuff and damn spells. Yeah, spells and witchcraft, man. Right? So you gotta watch out for this the ways of this world, man. Right? And you got all these young so-called rappers that be dying. You got this guy, what's this guy? You know, brother, Juice World. What's the other ones? King, but what's the other one? Tatantion. Chichaki. Tatashion, right? The Lord not dealing with Tatashion. The Lord cut all them down, huh? Because all these young rappers be selling their damn soul, huh? You had the dude, I hate to say it, man, but you had the dude that said, hey, Birdman, did his thing for the deal, man. Brothers remember that? He said, yeah, hey, Birdman popped me for the deal. I got the deal, man. Right? He was happy about it. He was boasting, man. Pressed. He was rubbing his hands, man. He said, hey, Birdman did the thing, man. Right? And you don't know about that guy. Have you ever listened to his music? You heard that guy on the radio? So, hey, that's what the Lord means. You sell your bowels, man, for nothing. You done sold your insides, man. That's right. You got popped for no reason, man. Now you got your head down. Damn. Right? It's the book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 13. Right? Going into all the things in Babylon, and cinnamon, and odors, and ointments, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, and fine flour, and wheat, and beasts, and sheep, and horses, and chariots, and slaves, and souls of men. So Babylon has all the souls of men, man. All the lies, all the damn hypocrisy, the evilness, people selling your soul. This is the chief place for all that to go down. Right? This Revelation chapter 18 and verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and it's become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. So this is the chief place where all the spells being cast, right? Every nation wants to come to Babylon. The bright lights, you can make it in America, the home of the free, the love of the brave, right? All of that, man, all of them lives, man. They damn raising the damn flag, let the damn wind blow it. Oh, this is God bless America, my home, sweet home. Right? We hate it here, man. It's a hell of this place, man. Right? And they got the souls of men here. This is the chief place and a great core that the Bible speaks of. That's right. Nahum chapter 3 and 4. The book of Nahum, the 3rd chapter and the 4th verse, man. Right? Nahum 3 and 4. It reads, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts. So whole families sell their soul, man. You know about was that the DeBarge, the Jackson Five? You got all these families, the Isley brothers, right? They sold in unison, man.
Silvers.
Yeah, the Silvers, right? Through witchcraft, man, and sorcery. All right. All these people have esteemed the ways of the world higher than the praise of the Most High. And a lot of them grew up in an era when the truth wasn't manifest. But that's their portion in this land, right? That's what the Most High gave. Now you're presented with the option to hear the commandments, man. Right? To come back to the Lord and repent. This place about to go down, man. You want to hop in a burning, it's like hopping in a burning house because it got a flat screen in it. You got a damn jacuzzi. It's on fire. I just want to get there. I want to see the flat screen. All right, but at any given second, hey, that house gonna fall apart, man. That ceiling gonna collapse. The floor is gonna open up on you. You're gonna be taken down, man. So you gotta escape that burning house, man. And we the only people that know it's on fire, man. Right? It's the book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 23. And the light of the candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were a great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. So by all the sorceries in Babylon was every other nation deceived, right? You got damn Chinese men speaking damn English, wearing suits, combing their hair over, big blue eyes, because they drunk, man. Everybody want to live like the so-called white man. Everybody want to keep Christmas, Halloween, New Year's, right? Thanksgiving. Or they want to get down with the customs of the so-called white man because all of that sorcery, man. It's a lot of sorcery going out, man. You got to understand it. And damn Jake in that too, man. And Jake don't even know they in it. They talking about peace and blessings, right? They got their hands. I'm sending you vibrations.
Right.
Or what is that? What are you sending me? You casting spells on me,
Witchcraft.
man. Witchcraft. You always say, I'm sending you this. Receive blessings. Right, go ahead.
Even the music, you sit there and start singing, you don't even know what you be talking about.
Yeah, you hear a song one time and now it can't get out your head. You go to sleep and you can't damn get no rest, man. Because you singing that song over and over, and they cast spells in the studio, man. They really be doing that type of stuff. You had something, brother?
Oh no, yeah, I was agreeing with you. Especially that song too, that Robbie Rich song out the box.
You see that? You see that? I don't know about that, but that I heard about it, man. Right? And they actually hire warlocks in those things, man. That's why sometimes you play these songs backwards, and then it'll have a damn spell on it, or you slow it down, and it'll be subliminal messages. They're like adultery. And he had the damn song "Get Some Whores in His House," man. And that's in the background, kind of some whores in his house, right? And Eve kind of getting into that thing.
It's like TLC too.
Yeah, that's right, man. So we gotta be careful, man. You gotta protect your spirit in these days, man, with the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand. All these things we're talking about are the wiles of the devil. All right, so let's go back to Hebrews chapter. It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 26. Esteeming the reproach of Hamashiach greater riches than the treasures in Egypt, for he had respect unto the recompense of the reward. Right, he'd rather go through what Christ went through than to have treasures in Egypt, man. And Christ called hell, man. Right? By faith he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endured as seeing him who is invisible. You know how much faith you have to see somebody that's invisible? Right? That's heavy faith right there. You're looking and believing in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai as if he's right there in front of you, man. Right? So Moses saw Yahweh Yahushai through faith. You're not going to see him on a physical level. Show me the Most High. All right? I believe Philip said that. Show me the Father, and it sufficeth us, man. Have I been so long with you, Philip? Right? If you have seen me, you have seen the Father. So we see Yahweh Bashim Yahushai through faith. I don't have to physically see him, man. Right? Bring that up. Right. And the Lord manifests himself through you, through the Spirit, how you understanding these pearls. Right? You was just smoking weed 3 years ago. How in the world you break it down, Ezra, right? You go in the second Ezra, you in Hebrews, now you understand the Bible as it is written, man. That's the Lord knocking at your door and making himself known to you. It's the book of second Ezra, chapter 1, verse 37. I take to witness the grace of the people to come, whose little ones rejoice in gladness. And though they have not seen me with bodily eyes, yet in spirit they believe the things that I say. Right? So we got the Spirit on us, man. Because it would be crazy to somebody in the world that you actually believe y'all gonna rule the earth, that everybody's gonna be a slave unto you, that you're gonna have forever rulership on the earth. It's just going to be a so-called black man to crack the sky with thousands of UFOs. You really believe that? Hell yeah, we believe that, man. It's written from old. Yeah, we believe that the Lord put the spirit on us, man. Yeah, we believe that. And I love when I get dreams of destruction, man. That kind of set a fire and a zeal on me, man. That's the Lord telling me, hey, man, all hell about to break loose. Continue on the path. Continue to stay on fire. Don't fall out. Be diligent. Be steadfast.
That's right. So let's go back to Hebrews.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 28. Through faith, he kept the Passover and the sprinkling of blood, lest he that destroyed the firstborn should touch them. Yeah, so through faith, we keep the commandments. We went over that in the previous lesson, man. By faith, we keep the Passover, man. Because the Most High said, here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. Right?
Right.
By faith, they passed through the Red Sea as by dry land, which the Egyptians, essaying to do, were drowned. By faith, the walls of Jericho fell down after they were compassed about 7 days. Yeah, that takes faith, man. Yeah, look, I want you to march around this city for this amount of days, for 7 days, and then the city just gonna go down. To a mortal man, what do you mean? I need a tank. I need bombs. No, just walk around the city 7 times, and I'm gonna give you the city, man. Read the book of Joshua, man. That actually happened. Right? There are 7 priests with 7 trumpets, 7 ram's horns, and they could pass the city 7 times, and on the 7th day, the city fell, man. That's Joshua 6 and 4 on down, man. Right? So that's a heavy level of faith, man. A lot of brothers, you will have to see weapons and see all types of damn fire and missiles for the Lord to say, I'm going to subdue your enemy before you, man. Remember, if you haven't read the book of Judges, read Judges. I believe that's the 6th chapter and 7th chapter when Gideon, Lord, just make the fleece wet in the middle of the night, right? And then I'll believe. Lord, just please do it again the second time, right? So you shouldn't be asking for signs. That's what I'm saying. Don't be asking for signs from the Most High, man. Lord, please show me you with me. Show me a chariot right now in my sky, in the sky, and I'll believe. You don't need that, man. Right? And the Lord don't need you, man. The Lord don't need to do a damn thing for you, man. Right? You need the Lord. You need to be beseeching the Lord, man. It's the book of Joshua 6 and 4. And 7 priests shall bear before the ark 7 trumpets of ram's horn, and the 7th day ye shall compass the city 7 times, and the priest shall blow the trumpets. And it shall come to pass that when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, and when ye hear the sound of the trumpet, all the people shall shout with a great shout, and the wall of the city shall fall down flat, and the people shall ascend up every man straight before him. And that's faith, man. To march around that thing, like the brother said 7 times, man. Believing with the words of the Lord that the city will fall. And what happened? It got destroyed.
That's right.
Right? Going back to Hebrews. It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, right? And verse number 30. By faith, the walls of Jericho fell down after they were compassed about 7 days. By faith, the harlot Rahab perished not with them that believe not, when she had received the spices with peace. And what shall I more say? For the time would fail me to tell of Gideon and of Barak and of Samson and of Jephthah and of David and of Samuel and of the prophets. Yeah, we'll spend all day talking about the faith of these men, man. We have to read all the Judges, man. All the 1st Samuel and all the 2nd Samuel, all the 1st Kings, to show you how these men believed in the Lord, man. Our forefathers were great of faith, man. Hey, by faith, Elijah said, if I be a man of God, let fire come down from heaven and consume thee and thy 50. And fire fell from heaven and consumed them in their 50, man. That's faith, man. Right, to say that, and then you say it again, you know what's going to happen, man. You believe so much. Hey, look, I know the Most High going to have fire consume you right now, man. Even the apostles, James and John, said that, man. Even though they had a different spirit. They said, shall we call fire down from heaven and consume them, man? They believe that they can do that. You tell a brother you're going to have spiritual power. No, brother, you just sound crazy, brother. I don't believe that, brother. Spiritual power, you watch too much TV, man. Yeah, we're going to have spiritual power, man. We're going to run through these heathen, man. Right? Right. It's the book of 1 Kings, chapter 18 and verse 21. And Elijah came unto all the people and said, how long have ye between two options? If the Lord be God, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him. And the people answered him not a word. So they was damn lukewarm. They scratching their head. They didn't know what was going to happen or what was befall of this, right? Jumping down, this whole thing kind of crazy, man.
36 too.
Yeah, this whole thing kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start at start at 36. Right? This is the book of First Kings, chapter 18, right? I'm gonna start at 32. And with the stones he built an altar in the name of the Lord. He made a trench about the altar as great as would contain 2 measures of seed. And he put the wood in order and cut the bullocks in pieces and laid them on the wood and said, fill our barrels with water and pour it on the burnt sacrifice and on the wood. And he said, do it the second time. And they did it the second time. And he said, do it the third time. And they did it the third time. And the water ran about the altar, and he filled the trench also with water. And it came to pass the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice that Elijah the prophet came near and said, Lord God of Abraham, Isaac, and of Jacob, let it be known this day that thou art God in Israel, because they didn't know what was going on. They said, man, if you want to follow Baal, if he's really the true God, follow him. If it's the Lord, follow him. They was there betwixt, right? It says, and that I am thy servant, and that I am done all these things at thy word. Hear me, O Lord, hear me. This and thy people may know that thou art the Lord God, and that thou hast turned their hearts back again. Then fire of the Lord fell and consumed the burnt sacrifice, and the wood, and the stones, and the dust, and licked up the water that was in the trench. Right, in my favorite part, man, we got to read on down. And when all the people saw it, they fell on their faces, and they said, Lord, if he be God, the Lord, he is God. And Elijah said unto them, take the prophets of Baal, and let not one of them escape. And they took them, and Elijah brought them down to Brook Kishon and slew them there. So he put them to death, man. He called fire down from heaven, right? He glorified the Father's name, and he showed those so-called prophets to be liars, man. And then he slew them and killed them. So the prophets ain't no men just got choir robes on and singing, man. They was actually putting people to death, man, and doing miracles through the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
That's right. That's right. Then Samuel hacked Agag in pieces. All right, that's 1 Samuel 15:33 on down, man. Right? Our forefather, didn't Moses slew an Egyptian and threw him in the sand? Right? Put him in the dirt. Right? And there's no telling how he slew that man. Right? Walked, snapped his neck, man, thrust him through, choked him out, put him in a full Nelson. Right, then start beating him to death. We don't know how he did this guy, man. He kind of dug his grave and threw him in the damn grave, man. Looked around and made moves. And guess what? The Lord said, I want that man. I like that man right there, man. I'm going to choose Moses, man. All right? So let's read.
Look at Hebrews chapter 11, right? In verse number 33. Who through faith subdued kingdoms and wrought righteousness, obtained promises, stopped the mouths of lions, quenched the violence of fire, escaped the edge of the sword, out of the weakness were made strong, waxed valiant in fight, turned to flight the armies of the aliens. Women received their dead raised to life again, and others were tortured.
Others was tortured,
not accepting deliverance, that they might obtain a better resurrection.
That's right. Read 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and 7. These men got tortured. He said, cut my hands off. I'm going to get these again in the resurrection, man. Chop my tongue off. I don't care about it, man. Read 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and chapter 7, man. These men was willing to be tortured a lot. One got fried in the pan. He said, bring the pan and fry. Imagine getting, you gotta be wicked to make an actual pan to fry an Israelite, man. Right? Like a damn egg, man. Put them in there and start frying them and then tossing them. Right? But that man believed, man. Right? So he's going to be amongst the elect in the kingdom of heaven, willing to die for Yahweh Shah, man. A lot of brothers, like we went into earlier, man, a lot of brothers have faith until stuff really hit the fan. So Esau chop off your thumb, man, and your finger one by one and say, denounce the Most High. Or you don't want to do it again, chop off your other finger. Then you say, well, hold on now. I really don't, I'm not really an Israelite. What I really am is I'm really African American, But I just this Israelite thing is kind of new to me. And then it's over for you, man. A lot of brothers be moving in that spirit, man. Right? So you got to move in the spirit of your forefathers, man, who were not willing to accept deliverance. I'd rather get tortured, man. That's a heavy spirit to have. It's lucky. And it's not impossible because these men did it, man. Men did these things, man. Your forefathers did this, so you can do it, man. Right? We're the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Our foremothers did these things, man. So you can't say, well, that's impossible. I can't believe they all did it. They all died in faith, not receiving the promises, man. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Nehemiah, Ezra, Moses, Peter, Paul, they all died believing in the truth, man. Right? The 2 Corinthians chapter 11, right? And I'm going to start at verse 24. Of the Jews, 5 times I received 40 stripes, said one. So Paul was getting beat, man. Right? They was whooping Paul, man. And Paul didn't leave. He didn't say, I'm sick of this. I'm tired. I'm going to take a day off. He went that much more harder, man. Imagine getting beaten up and then going that much more harder. That'll kind of bruise a lot of brothers' faith right there, man. I don't know about this thing. I'm actually getting bruised. I'm bleeding. This ain't what I thought it was. This is the life of a prophet, man. A servant, an evangelist, a disciple, man. A mighty man, an apostle. This is what you're going to have to go through, right? It says, thrice was I beaten with rods. Once was I stoned. Thrice I suffered shipwreck. Imagine it said thrice, 3 times. Now, you put the tire on your car, and then you kind of leave, then you catch another flat. You put the tire back on your car, then you driving again, then you catch another flat. You're like, I don't know about this car. I don't know about this journey that I'm going. Right? Paul didn't give a damn, man. He kept going. He was in the middle of the damn sea, just on the damn plank, man, going hard for the Lord. At night and a day I spent in the deep. It said a night and a day. So he was out there, right, damn, suffering shipwreck a night and a day, man. But brothers will lose faith in 20 minutes. You got brothers down on the elevator when they go out. Oh, snap, this is it. Right? Be 2 hours in there. They think you about to die, and you give up faith, kind of just collapse, man. Right? Paul was in there in the middle of the night. You know how dark it is in the middle of the damn ocean at night, man? Alligators, damn. Can you imagine? You say, what? A whale come out of nowhere, kind of smack you. Right then that wave, you kind of ride the thing, almost drown. Right? You got to visualize these things, man. It says, have I spent, so like you have been in the deep, and it journeys off in pearls of waters and pearls of robbers. So people trying to rob Paul when he was on the ship, huh? You know them damn pirates? They'll come and they'll try to damn ransack and take everything, right? It says, and pearls of my own countrymen, meaning your own people, and pearls by the heathen. The heathen was bucking up, and pearls in the city, and then pearls in the wilderness, and then pearls of the sea, and the pearls of false brethren, and weariness and painfulness, and watching off, and hunger and thirst, and fasting off, and cold and nakedness. He said, cold, nakedness, damn pearls of robbers, being in the middle of the sea, getting whooped, getting beat, getting stoned. And Paul did all of that. He did not leave the truth, man. He did not give up faith. He literally endured, like we read about, having faith at a recompense and a reward. Kind of. Yeah, we can go back to Hebrews. All right, Hebrews chapter 11. Yeah, that's a heavy amount of faith, man. Right? Yahweh Shai, much faith in the Lord, man. To go through what he went through.
That's right. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, right? And I'm going to read 36. And others had trial of cruel mockings and scourging. Yeah, moreover, the bonds and imprisonment. They were stoned and were sawed asunder.
Yeah, certain men, they got cut in half. They would tie them to a tree and take a saw and just cut them in half. When you go through the history, they say that happened to the prophet Isaiah. They say Manasseh took him, the son of Hezekiah, and cut him in half with a saw, man. Now you got the 2-man saw, 1 man pulled, the other man pulled, right? They did that to Isaiah, man. Now, what if somebody say, look, I'm going to saw you in half. Go out there and teach that word again. A lot of brothers say, well, I don't know, man. You know, maybe I'll take a day off. The weather's not really what it should be. I'll go out there next week. Right. Then you keep, I'm sick. Then you keep making excuses. Well, my feet really do hurt. I could just rest a little bit and kick my feet up. I think I'm going to study. I'm going to do live today. You keep putting off, man. Right? Hey, guess what? You tell us we're going to get sawed and sundered. We're going to go out there, man. Right. And our brother's getting sawed and sundered. We're going to exhort him, man.
We're going to exhort him. Yeah, you take that. Good. All praise to the Most High, man. All right? That's a mighty thing to do, man. You watching your brother get sawn asunder. Go ahead, brother. Do your thing, brother. Right? Jake do that in wickedness, man. Smoke that. Smoke that. Yeah, yeah. And Jake do stuff like that, man. Go get a number. Go get it. Yeah, they show you that in the movie Paid in Full. You got Dan Rico, man, hitting the Dougie on dealing with the system. And they was kind of glorifying that, man. Watching it on the big screen. So Jake exhort their brother to do it in wickedness. We have to do that in righteousness.
Right, you got Jake in the world saying, take it to the head, take it to the head,
right.
Take it to the head.
Right.
Going off, man.
Right.
Right? And wickedness. Right? We got to do that in righteousness, man. Right? It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 11. Right? And I'm going to start at 37 again. They were stoned and they were sawed asunder, were tempted, were slain with the sword. They wandered about in sheepskins and in goatskins, being destitute, afflicted, tormented, of whom the world was not worthy. They wandered in deserts and in mountains and in dens and in caves of the earth.
Damn. Moses said the world wasn't worthy to receive men like Abraham. The world wasn't worthy to have men like Jeremiah, men like Enoch and Elijah and Noah. And we got to be like these men. Every time I read this, I say, I got to be like these men, man. I got to be like my forefathers, man. The Lord said these men was living in caves. Elijah was living in a cave, man. He wrapped a mantle around his face, man. Right? Said, Lord, take my life. I am no better than my fathers. You had, what was it, like 250 prophets in the cave in 1 Kings that Obadiah was feeding with bread and water, man. Just living in a cave because Ahab and Jezebel was putting all of the prophets to death. Right? You had men that was burnt in a cave in 2 Maccabees chapter 6:11 on down for keeping the Sabbath day, man. They all got burnt up together for keeping the Sabbath day secretly in a cave. So these are the days that we're approaching, and these are the days that have been behind us, man. Right? And again, you got something? Come. Right? Yeah, so it says, Slakia, let me read that again. Of whom, Hebrews 11:38, of whom the world was not worthy, they wandered in deserts and in mountains and in dens and caves of the earth, man. Right? Like Yahweh Shah said, the foxes have holes and the birds have nests, but the Son of Man lay not to lay his head, paraphrasing. Meaning Yahweh Shah was telling you, that's in Luke the 9th chapter, I believe. Let me get that real quick. I don't want to paraphrase, I want to get it. Right? I believe that's in St. Luke chapter 9, if I'm not mistaken. Right? This is Luke chapter 9 and 57. Now, let me get this precept real quick. St. Luke chapter 9 and 57. And it came to pass that as they went in the way, a certain man said unto him, Lord, I will follow thee whithersoever thou goest. And Yahweh Shah said unto him, foxes have holes, and the birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man hath not where to lay his head. What does that mean? Meaning the lifestyle that Yahweh Shah live is not a comfortable lifestyle. He won't be on the go. You might have to sleep in the mountains with him. Right? You might find yourself in the desert with the disciples. Right? You might not have no food for a few days. The Lord then can check in at the 5-star suite, man, at the end of every night. He's out there healing the people. Then he checked into his mansion. And he could kick his feet up and relax. And have somebody massaging his shoulders and his feet. Right? And the angels working. It wasn't like that, man. He lived a hard lifestyle. So if you say you want to follow the Lord, you got to be prepared to follow the Lord wholeheartedly, man. That's what he's telling you, man. Even the foxes can rest, man. They have a place to lay their head, man. Wild beasts, birds. But me, I got a better mission to do, man. Right? I can't rest. The beast can, but I'm about my Father's business, man. So sometimes you're in a situation where you're going to be catching the hell and find yourself in affliction, like the brother says, shipwreck, man. The modern day shipwreck is your car going off, man. Being broken down. You on I-70, you driving to Chicago, you going to camp, then you just caught out there for 4 days. Your phone died. Right? You got to walk to the rest stop. You got robbers out there. You got people plotting on you. You come back, your car not there. Right? They was catching hell, man. And these men had to walk to and fro. They didn't have damn cars. They couldn't call it Uber, man. So they was going through it.
It's the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 6, right? And verse 10. For there were 2 women brought who had circumcised their children, who when they had openly led round about the city, the babes hanging at their breasts, they cast them down headlong from the wall. So they was throwing Israelite babies off cliffs and walls, man. Right? So there are others that had run together into caves nearby to keep the Sabbath day secretly, being discovered to Philip, were all burnt together. So they risked their lives, man. They got burnt alive. They go flee to keep the Sabbath day, man. A lot of brothers may be like, well, it's not that serious. I can just repent. But you know what? I don't know about all of this. Right? The Lord knows my heart. And they was actually risking their lives, man. A brother might lean to back in their own understanding. Like, I don't know about getting put to death for just pork, man. I don't know about that. That I don't know. And they was literally risking their lives for the law, man. It's not just, I don't know about this commandment, I don't know about that one. You got to keep the whole law and be ready to die for it, man. Like our forefathers. It say being discovered of Philip were burnt together because they made a conscience to help themselves for the honor of the most sacred day. They was like, this is the most sacred day, and we're going to honor it, man. To death do us part, right? And I got another one. This First Kings chapter 18 and verse number 4, right? I'm going to start, at 4. And it says, for it was so when Jezebel cut off the prophets of the Lord, right? Jezebel, right, she was killing a lot of men for doing the work, right? She had her prophets on the left-hand side, then you had the Lord's prophets, and she was going off killing them, right? That Obadiah took 100 prophets and hid them by 50 in a cave and fed them with bread and water. So they had to be quiet in that cave. It was probably cold. It was dark. It was no light, right? You couldn't move how you wanted to move. And it was all dependent on the Lord through the hand of Obadiah to give them bread, man. They was hungry in that thing, and they had to all come together for one mind to fear, right, the Lord and keep his law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right. That's right. This is through faith, man. Right? And sometimes, hey, look, the Most High may not get you out that situation. You got to go through it. They got burnt together, right? And they're going to receive the promises, man. Right? So let's read on in Hebrews chapter 11. Let's read 38 one more time.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 38. Of whom the world was not worthy. They wandered in deserts and in the mountains and in dens and caves of the earth. And these all have obtained a good report through faith, received not the promise, God having provided some better thing for us, that they without us would not be made perfect.
Right. You see that? It says, and these all having obtained a good report through faith, received not the promise. Right? What is the promise? The kingdom of heaven. Right? They didn't get the kingdom of heaven, man. Abraham didn't see all of the stones and the wall set up, man. Joseph didn't see that. Moses, he forsook Egypt. He couldn't even see the promised land that he was supposed to bring the children of Israel to, man. He died in the land of Moab, right? So our forefathers, they all died in faith, man, not receiving the promises. And it says, the Most High having provided some better thing for us, that without us, it's like it, that they without us should not be made perfect. Meaning what? That the same lot that they have, we have to go through that. We're perfected as a nation of people, right? To be justified by faith in the scriptures, right? We can go on.
Verse 40. God having provided some better thing for us, that they without us should not be made perfect. Right? Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 1. Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doeth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us.
Yeah. Who are the witnesses in this account? We just named them. All these different men who didn't receive the promise in faith, man. These are all of the different witnesses, man. You got to think about it like this. Imagine you want to, you know how you got the Olympics, you got the racetrack, and everybody in the crowd are all of your forefathers watching you run this race, man. And they finished the race. He's giving you the example of what happens in like the theaters during this time, so the people can relate to it. So imagine you in a stadium, you on a racetrack, and you running a marathon, and you thinking about fainting, but you're looking at the crowd and you see Abraham. He finished the race. You see the Apostle Paul, he cheering you on, he finished the race. You see Yahweh Shai, he finished the race. You see Moses, he finished the race. Right? You see your righteous foremothers, Esther and Judith and Martha and Mary, right, who were there with Yahweh Shai. They all finished the race. That's what this is saying. It says, wherefore seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us. You can't run a race at your full speed with damn manacles on, man, and chains on your feet. You can't run this race still smoking weed, man. These are the chains that's holding you back from running at your full speed. You can't run a race as a woman and you keep bucking up against your husband, man. You're not going to make it to the kingdom. You beating your husband up, you cussing him out, call him out his name, right? You are mad, you're not studying, you're not diligent. You got to lay aside these sins that's causing you not to finish the race, man. I mean, how can you fail in the race if you're looking and you seeing all these righteous forefathers who finished it, man? Right? You'll be a fool, man, to faint in this thing.
Verse 2, looking unto Hamashiach, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God. Right. And considered him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be weary and faint in your minds.
Yeah, and a quick point of verse 2, it says, looking unto Yahweh Shai, the author and finisher of our faith. Like if you're running a race and you focus on the finish line, it's saying that in this race, who's the finish line? You should be focusing on Yahweh Shai, obtaining Yahweh Shai, obtaining the kingdom, man. That's what you're looking unto. When you're running a race, you're looking at the finish line, man. That's the end goal, to receive the reward of finishing the race. So looking unto Yahweh Shai, the author and finisher of our faith, meaning he's the first and the last, the beginning and the end, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of God. For consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest they be wearied and faint in your minds. Because you got brothers ready to fall out right now. Oh man, I'm catching the worst. You didn't go through what Yahweh Shai went through, man. Oh man, my family's leaving me, my son. Right? My son doesn't listen to me because he wants to follow the ways of the world. Or my wife, oh, maybe this truth isn't for me. I'm going to just go back in the world. And you're going to faint in this race, man. There's a lot of dead bodies on the racetrack, man. You got to damn hurdle over these dead bodies, man. Right? You got to keep this race going, man. You can't run out of gas either. You got to pace yourself in a marathon. It's not a 100-meter dash, man. It's a marathon. You got to kind of know in a good racers or athletes, they know when to pace themselves, when to pick up the speed, when to kind of, even things out so they don't burn out, so they can finish this thing, man. So you got to know how to move like that in this truth. This is a race, man. And brothers are looking at the damn in the audience, trying to figure out, looking behind them. Why would you look behind you in a race? You're going to trip and fall, man. You got something?
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9, and verse 11. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong. So it's not about how fast you are, how many books you can read in a week, right? How many chapters you can read in a day, right? Trying to obtain all the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in 3 weeks. It's not to the swift, man. And just because you read the whole book of Ecclesiastes don't mean that to the Lord, man. You have to obtain and keep the things that are written. You have to actually keep and apply the things that we read and understand what you read. You skipping over all these land masses, all these names, and not even obtaining what you even read or understanding what you read. That's pointless, man. Right? You can't come, well, I read 7 chapters today. How many did you read? I read 3, right? And then, well, I read 7. But the brother can't even account what he read, don't know what the chapter going into. All he knew was 3 names in the whole book. You fooling yourself. Take your time, pace yourself, eat, man, digest your food, right? It says, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happening to them all. So it's all in the Lord's time, man. Time and chance happening to them all. Pace yourself, like the brother was just going into Hebrews, the 12th chapter, right? Set the race up, run at a good speed, run at a good pace so you don't burn out. A lot of people burn out this truth, man. They read the whole Bible now, I need something else. I need to go into another matter.
Now, what is this book talking about over here? What's this shiny purple and orange glistening, glittery book that says Enoch on top of it? Let me dive in. I had a brother say, man, you should read chapter 2. No, we're not reading chapter 2, man.
Enoch?
Yeah, that's off, man. We're not reading no damn book of Enoch, man. We're going to read the accounts over and over. I asked an elder one time, I said, how did you stay so long in the truth? He said, studying Yahweh, reading the same accounts over and over and over. Because when you read the first accounts that got you into this truth, it's like visiting an old friend. Like you ain't seen them in a minute, man. You kind of hug, what's going on, man? It's like that first love, like the scriptures say. Them first precepts that got you on fire, those first precepts that got you in the spirit, the first precepts that damn had you cry physically or spiritually, right? That had you to fast, that cut you. That's what you need to be revisiting over and over through the spirit.
God, Philippians chapter 3 and 13, right? Philippians, the 3rd chapter, the 13th verse, right? We brought this out. We're going to bring it out again. Philippians chapter 3 and 13, and it reads, Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before. So you got to forget the stuff that's behind. That old man, you might have been a rapper in the world. You don't bring that into this truth, man. Right? That's all right to make music in the truth, but don't try to strive for the mastery of this world, man. Are you trying to get a record? I know brothers that make music in the truth, but they still trying to get signed in the world, man. That's off, man. Right? You all on the in the radio show, right? Trying to get signed by Def Jam, Interscope. You say what? Doing interviews. You got the damn red carpet, man. Leave the red carpet alone. Right? You might have been a woman who might have received a lot of attention in the world, man. You might have been, on social media, you might have had 10,000 followers, 100,000 likes, right? Because you used to show your body off. You gotta leave that stuff behind, man. Don't bring that into this truth. You want, you damn taking pictures with your shalom and your cleavage all showing. Oh, shalom, ak. That's wicked, man. You got your dress on with your fringes, but it only come up to your thigh. With your fringes on. You got real long fringes, but your dress only come up to your thigh. That's off, man. So you have to leave that old man behind. Don't mix the old garment and the new garment, the old wine and the new wine. You got to reach toward the finish line. The brothers that run the race and they stick their damn chest out. That's how you got to run this thing, man. When they kind of lean into the finish line, right? Reading on. Verse 14, I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of God and Hamashiach Yahushua. So press toward the mark, meaning you in overdrive mode. Right? Sometimes you got to know when to put the damn step on the gas, man. When you're driving in the race. These people in NASCAR, they know when to step on the gas. Right? They do the flag, it shows you it's the final lap. Right? When they wave the flag, it's the final lap. Right? People step on the damn gas, man, and start moving. They don't have time to go on a pit stop no more. Can you change my tire? No, it's give or go, man. Right? It's life or death. Right? People that drop their motorcycles, they put their goggles on, right? They lean in it and they be in this thing, man. So you gotta be like that in this truth. You gotta know when to kind of step on the gas too. You gotta know when to pace yourself, when to step on the gas, right? To finish the race. It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, and verse number 3. For consider him that endured such contradictions of sinners against himself, lest ye be weary and faint in your minds. Ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, and faint when nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. Yeah, so we have to endure chastening, man. So you may be weary and faint in your mind, but that's the Lord chastening. Right? When you catch the hell, that's the Lord getting on you, man. Right? A lot of times in this truth, you will catch hell. The Lord said, I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. That could be spiritual hell. You fighting a damn demon. The same demon keep vexing you over and over. Through a person, right? Through a loved one, through your mind and your thoughts, through your flesh. Right? It can be financial chastening. The Lord got your damn
your damn money gone, man. You check your bank account, ain't nothing there no more. It's just gone. That happens, man. People say that, oh man, somebody they done empty my bank account. Now you don't have nothing, and rent is due tomorrow. Right? It's chastening, man. Right? Your old friends keep hitting you up, keep blowing up your phone, knocking at your door. Come out, right? Let's smoke, man. Let's do so and so. That's that discipline, man. Going through that furnace. But that's all for the Most High to build you up. Like the brother said, the old friends, like we watch Friday, Smokey coming at the window,
Right.
You know, broke in your damn window, come
Right.
outside.
Right.
You got people like that, man. You change your number, they get the number, you don't know how.
Right.
And that's just Satan just trailing you, man.
Right.
Right? They know what you like. It's Revelation chapter 3 and verse 19. As many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. Salaki, be zealous, therefore, and repent. So the Lord, amen, that's a beautiful thing when you're going through things, man. I mean, the Lord dealing with you, man. If the Lord wasn't dealing with you, you'll fare sumptuously every day. You'll have about 4 cars. You'll live in a nice penthouse suite. You'll have money in your bank account. You'll have a nice job, 2 or 3 businesses, like all of these other nations, these heathens, man. The Lord not getting down like that, man. He putting us at a lower state so we can understand where we have erred, man. Just like all the captivities before us. Let me get that in James, right? I mean, the book of James is deep, man. It's a beautiful book. It touched on a whole lot, right?
That's right.
It's the book of James, chapter 1 and verse 4, right? And it reads, but let patience have a perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. So you got to be patient in this thing, man. The more you are as patient, the more you're going to increase, right? If you're patient in something and you're taking your time, you damn patient at your lower state, and you can appreciate everything that's set before you that the Lord is doing. So you can learn from your mistakes, right? You can understand what's going on. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God that giveth to all men liberally and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. But let him ask in faith, not wavering. So you can't come to the Lord double-minded, right? I don't know if it's too big for the Lord, man. I don't know about this one. I don't know if he can do this one. Then you got to really have faith, man, and believe that, man. Pray on your hands and knees, right? Pray towards the east. Be diligent. Proclaim a fast, right? Ask counsel, right? Ask help. Ask a brother or sister to pray with you or for you. Let him ask in faith, not wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. All right, so the waves, they never calm, man. Right? Even they got a little damn breeze on the water. I ain't never seen the whole ocean just as silence and peace, man. It's always moving to and fro. And that'll be your mind if you're not steadfast on keeping the faith of the Lord. It say, let not a man thinketh that he shall receive anything of the Lord. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So if you double-minded, you're going to be unstable, man. You'll never be standing firm in the knowledge and the spirit of the Lord if you always double-minded. You thinking that the Lord can't save you. You don't know whether you're an Israelite or not. You don't know what's going on, right? You're looking in the scriptures. You kind of flipping to and fro. I'll never understand. This is too deep for it. And then you close it. You can't break down the parables, like I said, inside Rock, the 13th chapter. It's a weary sense of mind. You start scratching. I'll never get it. No, you got to believe, man. Everything, it has to bring forth fruit with time. You plant the seed, you till the ground, you plant the seed, you water it, and in time you get the increase.
That's right, man. So we have to endure chastening, man.
Right? Let's go to Hebrews. Actually, let's go to Job 5 and 17. All right, let's get that. Job chapter 5 and 17. And that's part of the fruits of the spirit. You'll hear a lot of Christians. So like before we go to that, I call it that, but let's go to Galatians 5 and 20. All right, before we go to that, let's go to Galatians 5 and 20. All right, you hear a lot of Christians talking about the fruits of the spirit. Y'all don't have the fruits of the spirit. Y'all don't have love, joy. Right? We're going to show you about some of the fruits of the spirit. Right? So when the spirit is sown within you, this is the fruit that men should bear. Right? Let's get that. In Galatians chapter 5, and we're going to start at verse 20. Oh, we're going to jump to 22, straight to the point. Galatians 5 and 22. But the fruit of the spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith. And one of the fruits of the spirit is long-suffering. That literally means you have to suffer for a long time. That's what it means. It's not deep. You literally have to suffer for a long time. It could be 3 years you fight the same demon. These demons don't have to go away in a week because you fasted one time. How long I'll just tell you. In Matthew the 4th chapter, remember it speaks about Satan who left Yahushua. Did it say he left Yahushua forever? For how long? It says for a season. The tempter left him for a season. Right? So these demons, they'll keep attacking you over and over and over again, man. And they may not leave you. You may got to deal with it for 7 years, a week. Right? You may be down and out for a month. Hey, look, guess what? You might be behind in rent for 4 months, 5 months. It is what it is. They knocking on your door, the damn landlord. Hey, your son in there crying. You don't have enough food on the table, right? Hey, but all you got is your Bible, right? You tell him, be quiet, it's the landlord. Shh, shh, shh. The kid crying in the background, you ran out of diapers, but you believe in the Most High. But this is the chastisement. You have to suffer for a long time. You might not have a car, man. You might have to walk and get a ride for 4 years, 5 years. You might not have a job, right? You might not have a wife. You might be walking up and down morning, man. You might be burning in the flesh, right? You got to deal with it, man. That's what the Lord said. Part of fruits of the Spirit is loving how to suffer. You have to love and embrace suffering, man, knowing that it's going to build you up. So this truth, when you see this fruits of the Spirit, y'all don't have joy and love and peace, right? We also have long suffering, man. We suffer for weeks and months and years of this truth, man. Right? Financially, emotionally, mentally. And this is part of showing that your spirit is planted within you, man. Because this is the fruit that you're bearing. Brothers can bear all of these fruits, but they can't bear long suffering. That fruit, it never grows. Because when affliction comes, they quit to flee the presence of the Lord, man. And sell out. Yeah, Job 5. Yeah, let me get that real quick. In Job chapter 5 at 17. All right, let's go to the book of Job chapter 5 and 17. So you have to learn how to suffer in this thing. And it's normal. Normalize suffering. We're desensitizing that to you. Brothers know what desensitizing is, right? We're getting you accustomed and used to this thing, right? Suffering should be as this. You should normalize that like you breathe, man. Like your heartbeat. When you suffer, hey, look, that's part of being in this truth. It is what it is. Let me pray to Yahweh by Shem, shout out the water, and keep it moving, man. Right? Embrace it. Normalize suffering. Job chapter 5 and verse 17. Behold, happy is the man, right? Happy is the man whom God corrected. Therefore despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty. For he maketh sore and bindeth up. He wounded and his hands make whole. So it says, happy is the man. And when we catching hell, praise to the Most High, man. A lot of brothers don't do that. Some brothers cry, just cry themselves to sleep, man. They'll see a psychiatrist, right? They'll rob a bank when they down and out, man. We think the Most High, call all your how by Shema Mashak Yahushua, man. I just got a flat tire, right? I just had a whole bunch of damn nightmares. Oh, damn, I broke my arm. All praise to the Most High. Gotta go to camp, right? That's how brothers gotta be, man. No, man, God, why'd you do this to me? I thought I was an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, right? The Lord don't want to hear that, man. You gotta suffer in this thing and love it. You got it. It's the book of 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12.
In love, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is the trial, as though some strange thing happened unto you. So like the brother said, man, you damn break your arm. Don't think that's strange, man. Right? The damn landlord beating at your door. Don't think that's strange. Your old friends popping up, right? All of these things happening to you every day. You know, twisted your wrist, right? The spirit kind of hop on you. You don't want to read. And you don't know what to do about it, and you're scratching your head, and you don't know what to do, right? Don't think that's strange, man. The Lord going to try you in this thing. That's the only way you could be perfect. That's the only way He's going to try you, right? And when you find gold, they got to clean it. They got to burn it. They got to take all of the damn zinc and other things that are in it and damn purify it, man, to make it perfect. It says, but rejoice in so much as ye are partakers of Mashiach wa Malak Yahushua's suffering. So you got to turn up when you're going through hell, man, right? I remember I had a damn nightmare, man. I woke up, I was happy about it, man. So that's some demons trying to take me out, man. Because I'm making some noise and they know it, man. And I gotta go harder now. Now they gotta chase me more abundantly. And now I gotta go that much harder to be able to fight them off, man. It says that when his glory shall be revealed, he may be glad also with exceedingly joy. So you got to turn up through the spirit, man. Right? It's the book of Matthew, chapter 20 and verse 20. Then came him, the mother of Zebedee, the children, and his son worshiped him, and desiring a certain thing of him. And he said unto her, what wilt thou? She said unto him, grant these, Salaki, grant that these two my sons may sit, the one at thy right hand, and the other at thy left in the kingdom. But Hamashiach answered and said, ye know not what ye ask. Are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of? Meaning being scourged, beaten, spit on, and they jumped the Lord, man. They literally jumped the Lord, man. If you're not ready to get damn jumped for this truth, you might as well leave it, man. They jumped the Lord. They was beating them down. They had them in a circle. You know when they jumping somebody in a circle, they kind of whooping on the Lord. Then they saying, prophesy who smote thee, if thou really are a prophet. Right, just mocking the Lord, scourging them, beating them, right, hanging them, piercing them. They said his visage was marred than any man, man. It says, are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink, and to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They say unto him, we are able. So, I mean, if you say you able, you're going to have to walk in every single footstep that our Lord and Savior walked in, man. And that's literally what's going to have to befall. Right, I got one more time. Right? So you're not going to be able to escape this thing. This is the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3, right? And verse number 10. But thou hast fully known my doctrine, manner of life, purpose, faith, long suffering, charity, patience, persecutions, afflictions, which came unto me at Antioch and Iconium and Lystria, and which persecutions I endured. But out of them all the Lord delivered me. So whatever you're going through, out of them all, the Lord going to deliver you. It says what? Yea, in all that live, Salaki that will live godly, and a Mashiach woman like Yahushua, so suffer persecution. So the Lord said, look, man, this is your lot. This is what's ahead of us in the latter days, man. Persecution. And we're going to have to go through that if we live in godly in the Lord.
God, this Psalms 34 and 19. Right? So brothers got to normalize that, man. When you're going through suffering, you should be telling yourself, okay, all praises to the Most High, that the Lord is chastening me. He's dealing with it. But you got to have discernment too, because sometimes you're being judged. We brought that up before too. You can't just say everything you're dealing with is chastisement. If you're sitting there sinning, man, committing adultery, you watching porn all day. That's why he's knocking on your door, asking for the rent all day, man. That's why you got fired from your job, right? That's why you don't have no wife, because you keep committing adultery, man. That's why you catching hell. So you got to have this discernment. Brothers got to know between judgment and chastisement, right? That's Ecclesiastes 8 and 5. We went over that. But this Psalms 34 and 19. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of them all. He keepeth all his bones, not one of them is broken. See that? So many are the afflictions of the righteous, but like the brother went into, the Lord delivereth them out of them all. Right? Colossians chapter 3 and 12. Right? Many are the afflictions. Not many are the afflictions of the wicked. You see the Christians going through hell. Or is the pastor catching hell? The pastor not catching hell, man. Oh man, do I drive my Jaguar? Do I drive my Benz? That's the most hell he catching. Right? Do I pick on Sister Shirley today for money? Or do I pick on Sister Gertha? Right? This is who they getting on, man. And they got Gertha and Bertha in it. Priscilla. Luann. You know them old names, man. That nobody name their people anymore. Right? This Colossians chapter 3 and verse 12. Put on therefore as the elect of God. Don't brothers want to be the elect? See that? So this is what you got to put on. As beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering. That's part of your outfit, man. You got your shoes, your socks, put your garment on. A lot of brothers see the long suffering hanging on the damn hanger. Nah, I'm not going to wear that today.
Like it's a necessity.
Yeah, like you better put that thing on, man. You take that long suffering, you put it on, man. That completes your outfit, man. Right? So you put on your long suffering, and then when you catching hell, hey, the Most High is going to work on you, man. Right? The Lord said in Romans 5 and 3, hey, guess what? We glory in tribulations. Right? So we can go back to that, and unless you have something in Hebrews.
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, right? In verse number 6. For whom the Lord loveth, he chastiseth, and scourgeth every son, whom he receiveth. If ye endure chastening, God dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the father chasteneth not?
Yeah, we all know that, right? No father disciplines a son to kill him because he hate him. He do it for correction, that he may learn from his mistakes, man. And he gonna be catching hell, like we brought up. Man, you take away a kid's damn PlayStation 5, he catching hell. He don't know what to do, man. Take away his game system, take away his phone. And they going bug out, man. They sweating, they can't sleep at night. Their whole schedule jammed up. What do I do? Damn. They trying to figure out, do they read it? You give them a book, they don't know what to do with a book. They don't read no more. Kids don't know what's going on, right? They catching long suffering, man. And then they endure that long suffering. Now they know not to make that same mistake again, right? So that's what this thing is about, man.
But if ye be without chastisement, whereof are all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons.
Yeah, right. So you got bastards out here. A bastard is pretty much an illegitimate son, right? So you have people who the father's not dealing with. That's what it's saying. If you're not catching hell in this thing, we got to pull it plain upon tables. The Most High not dealing with you, man. It is what it is. It don't have to be a great amount of hell, but you got to examine the matter, man. You got to be catching some form of affliction, rather great or small. If everything's easy for you, you wake up and you get up and you're smiling from ear to ear. You got the butler, right? They got the butler. He bring you food, right? You go to work and eat. So hey, man, how you doing, man? Right? You got to kind of check yourself. Man. Maybe I'm not. And if you loved, like the Lord said, blessed are they when men shall revile you. Right? If nobody's reviling you for the truth, you got to ask yourself, are you really speaking the truth? Because if you're speaking the truth, people are going to separate from you. Right?
There was a sister, I don't know if you remember on the conference call, she was like, I'm not catching hell and I don't know what to do about it. Is the Lord really dealing with me? You remember that?
No.
Damn, it was a sister. She was like, yeah, I'm not going through nothing. My bills paid.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
Damn, bills paid.
Yeah.
Dog having fun in the backyard.
Yeah.
Running in and out the hole. Like, damn. Well, sister, I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Lord willing, you start catching it because the Lord not dealing with you.
Right.
Plain upon tables. Right? It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, right? In verse number 8. But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh, which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live?
Right. Yeah, you take correction from your earthly father. You can't take correction from the Most High God. Right? A lot of brothers, my pops discipline. You dealt with it, man. You endured that. But now when the Most High dealing with you, you're not dealing with it, man. So which father is greater, your fleshly father or the father of spirits? The father of spirits, man. Right? He said all souls are mine, man.
And you got Jake, they'll say, man, I don't want to serve a God that has us enslaved.
Yeah.
We done heard that a million times,
yeah.
What kind of God is that?
Right.
That will put his own people in slavery. Right. Brother, you don't have wisdom, man. That's love right there, man. Because we're going to continue in that dead estate, but continues to do idolatry, folly, a run to the idols, right, and transgress the law, unless the Lord chastises us, man.
Yeah, that's like saying, I don't like how you discipline your son. You got people like that, but you shouldn't discipline children. You should let them be free, right? Just let them do what they want to do. If you're saying I don't want to serve a God that put us in slavery, that means you shouldn't discipline your son and your children. You let them do what they want to do, man. Right? If your daughter want to go out and sneak out the crib and go deal with Jerome and Jamal, right? And Tammy going to be there and Keisha, then let her do that, man. Now when Jerome and Jamal do their thing and she come back, with her head down, and you got to deal with it, man. You don't want to discipline, right? The Lord said folly is bound in the heart of a child, right? But the rod of correction shall drive it out, paraphrasing. So folly is bound in the heart of Israel. We always going to go off and do our own thing, but the correction of Yahweh Shah is going to drive that folly out of us so we don't dabble in those sins anymore, huh? Right? That's written. He that loveth the son chastising him often, or cause him oft to feel the rod.
right? Beat your son on the side so he should not surely die. That's all written. Paraphrasing.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 32 and verse 22. And beware of thy own children. So the Lord telling you, man, you gotta beware of your own kids, man. They'll rob you and steal from you. They'll hey man, kids is evil, man.
Yeah.
That's why the Lord put them to death in the book of 2 Kings, man. 2 and 23 on down. Right, they was cursing the prophets. They'll throw rocks at cars. And then not my little Tammy. She wouldn't do that. Right. And Tammy put a smile on her face. She kind of going like this with her dress. Right? No, not me. Right, as soon as mom leaves, she damn whip out some cigarettes in her back pocket and start hitting them and saying, who got a lighter, man? So you gotta beware of these damn children, man.
Right.
They'll make a fool out of you, man.
Right. Inviting dudes through the back
door.
Grown men.
Right, the damn Maury show.
It's like you got these 15-year-olds, they be dealing with 30-year-old men, man. Dealing with the mother's boyfriend, man. Right? She at work, she walking out around the house with some damn shorts on. Right?
Saying I'm hungry.
It's saying I'm opening the refrigerator, closing it. In front of the dude, man. Dude sneaking in the room. She said, don't tell mom. Right? This our little secret. So you got wickedness, man.
Good. Right, let's get that proverb.
That's right, man. So you got to discipline these children. That's why the Most High disciplining us, man.
Right. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 15. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child. Meaning they prone to just be fools, man. They want to run around all day, right on the walls. They want to damn climb up ladders and damn try to get the hot cereal on top of the refrigerator. Ain't no stool in sight. They get to climbing up everything. Right. To climb on top of the damn stove and make a jump for it. Right? Just foolishness is bound in the heart of a child. Right. But the rod of correction shall drive it far from him, man. You should be able to look at your child and they know what's going down before it even happens. You kind of look down at them and then they kind of put their head down and just know not to do that. Right? They should already know, man. If you look at your child and then they kind of pop their neck back at you like, what the hell are you looking at? You got a problem on your hands.
Right. But they want to fight you, man. I know a lot of sons, they beat up their fathers. Right? And you got children rising up against the parents, man. Beating them up. You got a point, brother?
Yeah, my mom's friend. You
gotta speak up, King.
My mom's friend, her friend's husband, was kind of saying stuff to her son. He kind of whooped his dad with a belt.
He whooped his own father with a belt? He whooped his own father?
Yeah, he like 25.
Is his father in a wheelchair?
Nah.
Hey, stuff like that happen, man. Damn. These are the curses, man. Hey, guess what? In the ancient world, he'll get put to death, man. Right? It says, cursed be he that set his life by his father or his mother, man. And Deuteronomy 27. And if you got a drunkard and a gluttonous son, he's supposed to be cut down, man. And stoned with stones that thou put away evil in Israel, man.
Salaki. I don't know if brother seen it was a video at his grandson. He was going to the body with his grandfather.
No, I didn't see that.
That was bad. He was curling up. He was kind of hiding. He was like, that's enough. That's enough. He said, nah, you gonna give me this money, bro. Damn. That's evil, man.
Hey, these the last days, man. Right? We done went to chastising to evil children, man. Right? And with that, we're going to close up, giving our honor and glory to Yahweh Shema Mashiach Yahushai. Kwam Yashalom. Shalom.